Hello, it is early evening here in beautiful North Carolina. Let me show you where I am in this field of mustard greens that just started sprouting. Or I guess they're not greens, they're just mustard flowers. But yeah, they're beautiful, and this video is about embodiment. This is a term that just keeps crossing my radar. I keep hearing it be said or read it or just think about it myself. And I'm kind of just diving into what it means. What does it mean to be in our bodies? And how do we sort of take all of the things that we're feeling and managing all the time and sink into this vessel, our body, that's carrying us through this journey? It's really challenging. I think that I've been living out of my body for a really long time and am now in the state of beginning to return. And this is something that I've heard a lot of talk about for a while. You know, I'm out of my body, I'm out of my body, I'm in my body, I'm out of my body, and didn't really understand it. You can be doing things in your life, walking around and doing things, thinking, but still be quote unquote out of your body. And I think it means something different to everyone. But for me, when I'm out of my body, sometimes I'm in my mind, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm in sort of a flowy state and not really thinking obsessively. But I think that my pattern for a lot of my life has been just this like obsessive clenching and need for control and need to rush, need to be productive, need to just sort of like tense up in order to get things done and not even noticing that tension in my body. I've had a lot of jaw tension, a lot of neck, shoulder, just sort of tension everywhere, but the jaw has been a really big one, and I'm now can feel when I loosen the tension in my jaw, and it's really cool. And something that I like to do for my jaw, if anyone out there has jaw tension, is take my two knuckles like this and go roll them along. Oh my god, it feels so good. You start right here at your chin, and then you roll towards your ears. You can go both ways, like right this spot below the ears. Oh my god, it's just so much. And you go down. You can just do that. I think that a lot of us have jaw tension. A lot of us have it and don't even know. And you press in the spot, and you're like, oh, and you feel it. So, embodiment. I was watching a video of this spiritual teacher, Matt Kahn, recently, and he has a great talk about the body. He has a lot of great talks, but something that he said really stuck with me about how this is our body's journey. And we, in this society, grow up generally not honoring our bodies, not honoring this skin, these cells, everything that makes us who we are in this lifetime. And everyone's experience with being in their body or out of it varies. Maybe there are certain moments, when dancing or playing a sport or in an intimate encounter where you feel really in your body. And then maybe there are other moments where you feel out of your body. And I think that that's sort of a natural fluctuation. But I think a lot of us leave our bodies because feeling into them is painful, because there's a lot of trauma that we've stored or things that we've held on to from our childhood, from friendships, relationships, parents, just from so many things that are still living within us. So I think that I've been trying to, since I've been here, so it's also been really great to not be in college anymore. And I think that I spent 4 years being really out of my body because of the hyper stress environment of college. And I feel so grateful for being able to have gone to school and have that opportunity. And at the same time, our education system really prioritizes learning in our minds, really prioritizes being in a constant state of tension and productivity and stress. And it's this culture where if you're not stressed, then you must be doing something wrong. And that's not true. I think that in dropping into my body, I found so much more levity and playfulness, and just my mood has improved drastically through being able to take the time to breathe and listening to when my body is tired and not fighting it, not shaming myself for being tired, or not shaming myself for being tense, because that's okay. There's a lot of tension, that patterns that I've learned. And so I think that I've done this thing for a long time where I've really been trying to be loving to myself, and really been trying so hard to be here for me, to listen and do all the things right on this journey, to just get it. I've been trying. And then recently I've realized that I don't have to try so hard. And it's this silly, really funny paradox where in the letting go is the coming back to the body, to the present, to the joy, to the freedom that we're searching for. And I think that all of these things I'm saying they're very like here and there, and it can be hard, I think, to embody them, to make them tangible. And I think that just like it's like, how do you stay in your body when you're working an 80-hour work week? How do you stay in your body when you have 6 children to take care of and you're a single parent? So like, how do you stay in your body? How do you find that click into letting go and being in your body when the culture says that that's not okay, and you have all these responsibilities in this body that you need to take care of? So that's a great question. How do you do that? And I think that you just start small, and you start by honoring where you are. You start by honoring where you're at, and understanding that maybe we've learned all of these things and had these realizations, and just felt some sense of understanding with ourselves in the world, but we come back and we feel like sometimes nothing has changed. So I think it's important to have patience with our bodies and with the reality that we're creating. And I think that, that's the biggest thing, just having patience with ourselves. And anytime we can give ourselves more love, anytime we catch ourselves clenching, or we catch ourselves being angry about something that we did, it's just pausing. Just for a moment to think, oh, maybe it's okay. And I know it's so freaking hard. It's just like someone that my mom goes to this Kadampa Buddhist temple, and one of the monks there said that it's like our mind is this forest, and there are a lot of trails that we've paved in our minds, these grooves that we just keep going into because it's the path, it's the beaten path, so we're just going to keep going down those roads. But it's possible to go down the other roads. You have to reroute the path. You might have to move some bushes out of the way. And then the more and more and more that you do that, the more natural that path becomes. And so I think it starts with just taking one step on that path, and always being so compassionate with yourself. That is something that I keep coming back to. Just the self-love and the self-compassion, and knowing that wherever you are at in your journey is where you need to be. And I used to roll my eyes at that statement. wherever I'm at is wherever I need to be. Okay. Works for people who are at a good place in their life. And yeah, on one hand, totally. I totally get that. And also, I think it's true. So I think we need to continue honoring where we're at, and that can help drop us into our bodies. I don't think I said as much as I wanted to about embodiment, but I think something else that it looks like for me is just noticing how my body likes to move, because I think that I've been out of touch with exercise for a long time and felt like I wasn't very athletic growing up, and just had this idea in my mind of not being like an athletic person, you know. And then in school, in college, I felt like, okay, if I do move my body, if I do dance or do yoga, which I enjoy doing, then I'm going to remember how good it feels in my body, and I'm not going to be able to get everything done that I need to do. So therefore, I can't move my body. And so it was like this thing where I felt I was very cruel to my body because I was trying to do the best I could in the system that I was given. And so now that I do have the time and space to move, I'm just kind of noticing when my body wants to move, where it moves first. Yeah, and how it feels when it moves. And trying to let go of that part of my mind that says, no, you need to move this way, you need to move that way, you need to move that way. Just kind of letting it move. Letting my stomach move, letting it hang out and not suck it in so tightly. Yeah, just kind of exploring that natural urge for movement also helps with embodiment. Yeah, there's a lot more to say on this topic, but I just wanted to check in, and yeah, just be candid about where I am in my process with embodying the life that I'm in. Bye.